All right, we are live. Okay, guys, we're going to start another video here and going to be talking about obviously AI and what are some of the new things that you probably didn't know, some new updates that you didn't know even existed that are available now to help you as a business owner run your business smoother and get your time back. So, again, I'm Joe Eves. This is the podcast and live stream Think Forward, anything to do with AI, business, and automations. This is your stop to check out and see what's new, what's working, how can you make your business more effective. And we're going to get right into it and just see what's going on. So if you do have comments, go ahead and send a message. Happy to chat with you about it. It's going to be really fun live stream today because we've got a lot of really cool things that we're going to be working on that that if you haven't been keeping up like I have, there's some really new AI updates. It seems like every day there's new updates, but there's updates that actually, if you leverage them, can work for your business. And that's what I'm actually excited to share with you guys is that also it is October 31st. It's Halloween. So happy Halloween for everybody out there watching, getting ready to get your kids to go trick or treating. And honestly, hopefully you guys have a safe and fun evening. I'll be doing this and then I'm headed to the haunted garage, the haunted hotel. My wife makes an incredible haunted garage that is extremely spooky. So if you're in southern Utah and you want to check it out, want to take your kids somewhere, come check it out. It's a great place, a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys will see you there. And if not, then we'll see you on this video and we'll just be going over everything that is happening with AI. So one of the first things that I wanted to share uh, that's actually really kind of cool is some updates that Suno, if you're familiar with Suno, it's a AI music generator where you can collaborate and use music. If you're not a music person, it's okay because AI kind of helps do that. If you are a music person, then it like enhances everything that you're doing. So I thought I would make a quick little just a little update so you guys could see how good it has come. In this new update, Suno 5 is version 5. You can do a lot more with it, but I want to share like kind of the power and the just how amazing it really is with that. So we'll go ahead and kind of go through there and share the screen so you can check it out. And then if you do have questions, just send me a message or give me some comments. Let's pull the comments. We'll put them up here. So if you see them, there'll be some comments that show up on the stage so we can talk about that. All right. So first one is we're going to go to let's do Suno and we'll go ahead and share the screen. So what's cool about this is you have like the interface. So here, oh, let me go close that out. So if you didn't realize, I'm using Chat GPT's Atlas, the web browser for Atlas. So you can see it's got an Ask Chat GPT, and then we have the information here. But I gave a quick little title and some lyrics that Chat GPT came up with to generate an 80s synth style song. So it generates two songs now. This is the version 5. You can drop down and do others, but I've got it on version 5 beta. Let's go ahead and listen to how incredibly cool this is, because I personally, I think it's like wild. So let's go ahead and listen to the first one. Now I spent about a minute and a half on this, just giving it some prompts from ChatGPT directly into here. So let's go ahead and hear. The business now. All right.
Let's build your time back.
Okay, hold on here. I think we got to let's restart this bad boy. So let's go here, go down and start. Here we go.
You've built the business now. Let's build your time back. Clock's been running, but you're still in control. Automation, fire burning deep in your soul. From late nights to system flows. Now your AI does what you chose. Emails, leads, and calls on cue. Your digital team is working for you. Less grind, more life. That's the plan. Future built by a visionary man. Think forward, yeah, we rise tonight. Turn your phone.
All right, that was pretty cool. It's got the voice and the beat, everything. It sounds so good. It's not like this robotic sound like it used to sound like. So let's go ahead and listen to the next one. I'm just listening to bits and pieces of it too. It's not the whole thing.
You've built the business. Now, let's build your time back.
Clock's been running, but you're still in control. Automation, fire burning deep in your soul. From late nights to system flows. Now your AI does what you chose. Emails, leads, and calls on cue. Your digital team is working for you. Less grind, more life.
I mean, that is crazy. So Suno version 5 is awesome. You can use it for so many different things. If like there's okay, if if you're still running radio, there's lots of people that run on Pandora and all that stuff. Coming up with a jingle. Sorry, I'm a little tired here. Coming up with a jingle has never been easier. You literally can tell it what you want, give it some description, and all of a sudden you have a song. And this song is fully customizable to however you want it to be just by giving it a few little prompts and then running through it. It's seriously such a really, really good music creator. It creates great songs. Birthday songs are especially funny and they're great, especially if you get someone that you know and then you give them a little bit of information about them. Um, it really hits home to those people. That's a great business idea, even doing doing birthday songs for loved ones, and then having all of the things that that people are reminded of them can go ahead and fill that stuff out, and then AI does it for them. I've done a handful of them, and they're always a hit. People love it, especially because it's very personal, you know? It's just one of those things to them. Now, so this is cool. This is great for if you want to do instrumental, you want to have some music in the background, you want some intro music, stuff like that. Like I could create a few things, snip it, and have it as an intro to the live stream. And maybe I'll get there and make one of those. But that could be one of the things that could be made using this. There's lots of things that you can use this for, and the amount of effort it takes to make a good quality jingle is so inexpensive now compared to what it used to be. If you were wanting to give a thank you gift or a thank you, having a little jingle like this to go along with it would go a long ways. So it's pretty cool. I use it. I don't use it every day. It's not something that I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this. But I use it. I would say that I use it at least once or twice a month, maybe a little bit more, depending on if there's a birthday or a special occasion, or I need a soundtrack, or I'm looking for something. So great update. Always solid. But I will say, using this is a whole nother thing that I believe is going to go even better. And that is ElevenLabs. They've come out with their studio, which we'll go into in just a minute because it's pretty killer. But they have a music generator as well. Let's go ahead and see how it sounds. I gave it the exact same prompt, and let's see how it sounds. So very similar.
Automation, freedom, you've got business. Now, let's build your time back. Plus mining, just in control. Automation vibrant, deep in your soul. From midnight to system flows. Now your AI does what you chose. The digital team is working.
So the thing is that I've noticed immediately that it's not like ElevenLabs is incredible for voice technology, but it doesn't seem like singing is its thing.
Free it. Let's guide more light, that's the plan. Can move the light. Think forward. From chaos to cash, now you're in control. They built the dream, now it runs.
Yeah, so it's kind of more like a harsh whisper. So if I were going to use this as a, like a jingle or a song, at least right now, in my opinion, Suno actually sounds, it sounds much better. The voices are clearer. There's a lot more energy into the music side of things. However, if you're using this for business and you want a lot of other things with like video production and great audio and even cleaning up audio, then ElevenLabs is a must. This is a great place. Not so great for the music, but it is very good for dubbing. So I did a video that was in Spanish, and it sounded incredible.
No estás perdiendo venta.
Like, it sounded just like me, but spoke perfect Spanish, which I thought was incredible. So if you're going to be using multilingual, you're going to be using text to speech, voice changer, or even like the voice isolator, which this is really good because you have like audio that may be really bad or have issues, and then it's like, oh, I can't use that. I have to refilm. This is one of those tools that you can take a really bad audio clip and clean out all of the information so that it sounds, you basically get all the garbage out, and then it's just the audio and it sounds great. So like, I definitely would recommend ElevenLabs for a lot of different reasons, which brings me to the next point, which is the next update that I'm really excited about, which is Studio. So you can see it says Studio and then New. If you click there, you can start a new project, and now you can do audiobooks, podcasts, like new video voiceover, add your voices, add sound effects and music, captions. This one's cool, adding captions with just a click of a button, and then removing background noise, which is that voice isolator I was talking about, and fix voiceover mistakes. That's pretty cool. So this whole studio is going to be incredible for a lot of reasons. The biggest one, I think, is going to be for people that are doing video editing and that, and want to have more control over everything. So again, this is one that I would highly recommend that you look at. It's pretty simple to look at that. 2 years ago, I've used this thing for that long, but this was not like what it is now. So if I go ahead, I can do a new video project. This is what's crazy, is I have all of these different voices that I can choose now. So I go in here, all my different voices. I could do like, hello. Go ahead and generate it in my voice.
Hello, my name is Joe.
And obviously there's I haven't done like the really like good cloning one, so it's probably not going to sound exactly like me. But here's what's great is you can add voiceovers and sound effects to your video. So if your video is done and you have most of it edited or it's all edited out, you can upload it, or even a rough draft, but you need some audio or some music. You can upload it and then create all of that information. You can do voiceovers with this. The other cool thing is after this is all done, you literally can upload it into this other part where you can add captions. So all you have to do is drag and drop, and it'll actually listen to everything that you're saying, and it will create the captions for you, which is so incredibly valuable. So again, this is one of those things where, with Suno, with ElevenLabs, and there was another really big update. And this update was um, it was actually in uh, Adobe. So Adobe came out with some new updates for Adobe Premiere, Adobe Firefly, and also Adobe like the Creative Suite. So it's incredible, like what has happened and what is going on as far as how AI is catching. It's just going faster and faster and faster, and it's incredibly like it seems like every time I look, there's a new email with a new feature, a new this, and that honestly can be like super overwhelming. That can be something that if you're not using AI right now, it could be something that is like, I'd really love to use AI. I'd love to use it. I'd love to use it more. But my issue is I don't even know where to start, because it seems like all the news is we got this new update. We've got this new update. Even this video, there's like, oh, there's a new update. There's more things going on. And the problem is it seems like it's this bullet train that is just going like so fast. It's just like flying by. And if you're standing on, the outside looking in, it's like, oh, it's going so fast. I can't keep up with it. And it really is. It's going that fast. But there is a way to get into that. And part of that is you have to use it. Like that's one of the biggest things. I think a lot of people are like, well, I'll take advantage of it, like, when it becomes convenient. And the problem is that as AI gets better, people that are using AI are going to get better. And then it's going to be something where you're going to be left behind, because not only are you now trying to figure out how to use AI and how to leverage it, and I'm not just saying just with ChatGPT or with all these things, you may just use ChatGPT, like where OpenAI is headed and what they are doing, they are connecting up so many different applications. There's so many different ways that they're going to be automating. They just did a release for this team knowledge base or company knowledge, and basically you can connect all of your Google Drives, all of your teams, everything, and then literally ask it questions, and it will go out and find that information and go back. So instead of having to find that document in your Google Docs or whatever, AI will go crawl it and find it and then bring it up and be like, hey, here's the things that I've talked. And not only will it find it, it could summarize it for you. So it could read it and go through all of those things and do all of that for you. And that's all you have to do is literally connect your accounts to it. So it's not like you have to do all of this training. It's not like you're using NAN or make.com and you have to create this automation. It's already being made for you with OpenAI. Like they literally want you to go on there and connect your emails, your Google Calendar, like all of the things that you're doing right now. And instead of having to manually go do something, it's like, hey, in one place you can ask all of the information and it will answer it. It will go through and find the information and serve up what it is that you've been asking. So it's incredible where we're headed. I will tell you this though, is a lot of people are just like, well, it's gonna, like one day it's gonna, I'm gonna use it. I just don't have time right now. And like or I'm so overwhelmed, I don't even know where to start. That's the other one. Like that's another really, really big one is it's like I'm overwhelmed. I have the Chat GPT free version, but I don't really see how that is actually going to help me. So I'm not really using it. I use it like maybe once a month or, a couple times a week or whatever. But if you'll dedicate some time, what I've done and what I've seen is leveraging AI actually gives me more time to do the things that I want to do because I've put AI and automations to do the things that I have to do that maybe I don't necessarily want to do, but I had to do it. So that's why I've done those things. And that is probably the most liberating feeling when that happens. It's like, oh my gosh, like I used to have to do this thing every single day. And now instead of doing it 100 times a day, now I do it maybe once or twice. That's freedom. And that is the thing is when when that happened to me and I created these systems in order to do that, then it allowed me to have more time to dig into AI and to go, okay, what else can I learn? What else can I do to make me get my time back? Because ultimately that was the biggest thing that I wanted is how do I, without having to grow a huge overhead and a huge team, how do I get my time back and still be efficient and grow? And that's when that very first like aha moment happened, I was like, I'm hooked. This is game over. And I'm going to show you guys because like this is the thing is it's not like something that just happened like overnight. Like this has been I have a TikTok. I'm going to see if I can find it. Well, I can find it. I've just scrolled forever. But I have a TikTok and this TikTok that I did, I'll show you on the screen. I don't know if I can I'll just hold my phone up. But basically this this TikTok was what date was this? This was December. Oops. This was December 10th, 2022. So this was like my very first, like, you can see the date on there. That was when I realized, holy crap, this is going to change everything. And all I asked it was, are you going to, can you write a contract, like a real estate contract? And it totally did. And we're now at the almost at the end of 2025. So December 10th, 2022, December 10th, 2022. I'm really bad with dates, so that's why I had to look again. That was when I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to change. And I've every day I've used Chat GPT since. Now, my conversations have changed quite a bit. My automations have changed quite a bit. My ability has changed quite a bit, but it's because I started with what I knew. And what I knew was I knew how to use AI to help me with real estate. That was the first video of like, hey, go ahead and make a real estate contract and let's talk about the real estate contract because that's like what I knew, right? And it was so mind-blowing and I just like I didn't think it was a fad. I didn't think we're going to hit this bubble. I literally felt like this is going to shift how business is going to be done. Now, there's a lot of people are like, oh, it's already happening. And it is. There's lots of things that are happening. But if you feel like you're too late or you're not there yet, like you're not too late. It's not too late to get ahead. It's not too late to learn and to implement. And that was like probably some of the very first things that I did is learned how to leverage the knowledge of Chat GPT to become a really good person, like a chatbot to bounce ideas off of, to have it poke holes through some of the things that I wanted to do and how I could achieve the results that I wanted, but do it at a fraction of the time. And now it's to the point now where I'm just like, okay, I need to do this. I need to do this. I know these tools. Give me how I can actually create that. And that goes to the next thing of a lot of times when you're building out like applications, or I don't know if you guys have heard of vibe coding, but there's a whole thing about vibe coding. And some people are like, oh, well, you can't do any, it's not, you can code, but you're not really going to know how to, look for all of the exploits and all the things that are going to happen. So there's tools out there. I'll share one of them with you guys since you're on here, the guys that are watching. This is let's see. They have like weird domain names though. That was the one thing. It's like trying to remember how to do it. But this tool right here, I've used quite a bit, and I'm going to share it right here so you can see it. But this tool, it's called SuperDev. Let's see here. Let me put it up here so you can see it. There you go. Okay, this tool right here, if you're going to build any kind of application like a web app, website, any kind of like full stack project, this tool is incredibly helpful because what it does is you use like your common knowledge, right? And then it goes through and it'll walk you through how to, and this is a cool effect. Yeah, you see how I'm just moving my mouse and it's like moving around. So cool. But it allows you to create AI optimized documentation without having a ton of mistakes. And it works great with web apps, SaaS, mobile apps, e-commerce, API backends, all of that stuff. Now, what I love about this is you well, let's just kind of walking you through it. I have no affiliation with these guys, like as far as like getting paid or anything. I just have an account with them and I've used it and it's incredibly helpful because of the way that it gives you the markdown instructions and everything that you need for your like your vibe coding. And there's lots of different vibe coding software out there you can use. But like you literally describe your product, right? This is the project. This is what I want to do. It takes less than 5 minutes. And if you don't know how to describe it, this is what you can do also is if you're using ChatGPT Atlas, when you're going through and describing it, you literally open up Ask ChatGPT, and then right there, it will have the information. And you can like, I don't really know like what code I should use for this. If you don't have like a coding background, you can have it and ChatGPT will be like, well, what are you trying to do? And then it will say, oh, you know what? Do this. And it will help you with that. So then it generates the documentation that you need so that it will help the AI recognize what it needs to do, and then it will start coding. So this right here is seriously so great. And look at this, how cheap it is. It's such a good deal. Like literally, it's fantastic. So you can create um, full on websites, full on SaaS, any kind of service that you want, like any kind of APIs. Like it takes away a lot of the building. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you need like a full stack developer or someone that knows how to do that. Yeah. The idea behind all of this, just so you know, is to get ideation out faster. Because typically what happens, and this is one of the industries that I'm going to tell you guys that's going to happen, is one of the industries is software engineers, developers, that kind of stuff. The issue that we typically have with them is you pay them a ton of money and then you have to wait 6 weeks, 8 weeks, maybe longer for them to give you somewhat of a prototype or a version 1 of the application. And then it's like, that doesn't look anything like what I wanted. And I just spent 40 grand with you guys trying to get this thing put out. And we're not even like close to being where we want to be. With this, I'll show you one that I did. This took me, we're not done. Okay. So it's not complete, but I will show you an app. Let me see if I can log into it real quick. Let's see. I got to go on this other browser because I haven't transferred everything over yet. There it is. Okay, so hold on. So I'm going to show you. This was built in about. Let's see. Let me share. Can you guys see that? Hopefully you can see it. And feel free to comment if you can or can't or whatever. But right here, this. Oh, it's not sharing the tab. What the heck? Share this tab. Okay, you guys. Okay, there you go. So this was a little development thing that we made to um, basically help out with some paperwork for some billing and invoice tracking that is we used to be hand entered, and then it was from being hand entered, we added this system where AI could actually we have an API integration for Google's, or excuse me, OpenAI's vision to read the stuff and then fill in the blanks, and then the user could then fix whatever needed to be fixed or update, hit submit, and then it would go through to this. So let me go ahead and log in here real quick, and I'll show you. Sorry, I got to make my screen a little. I got to log in. I can't remember the password here, so give me a second. Okay. So here's, you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to show you what this built. So I use Replit. So if you're using like Replit is basically a vibe coder. There's Cursor, there's Lovable, there's a bunch of them. I personally like Replit the very best. So this one is a this whole interface was built with vibe coding and the Supa Dev walk through the process of like, okay, this is what I want to make. This is how I want it to be. This is what I want it to look like. And so basically, that being said, that was like the process, right? So what would happen is they would upload an invoice. That invoice would be uploaded, and then let's just kind of go through here, and then they would go ahead and fill out the information. Okay, so all of this information would be filled out, and then they would submit it to be approved. There's they'd find the client, drag it in here, and then fill out the stuff. Now it used to be that like this was done manually, and then they would send a text, and the text would be a picture of the handwritten ticket. We got rid of all of that with just this right here. And then what happened is after we did that, then we had the invoicing system, so we could go in and review, see, oh, here's the reviews. Let's go ahead and review this invoice that was submitted. Okay, everything's good. Go ahead, approve, and save for import. And then what happened from there is we were able to take all of these approved invoices, and we could select them, and then we could export it as a CSV file. And that CSV file, I'll go ahead and open that up. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not. Let's open up numbers. I'll just show you what we were able to do with that. I need to share the actual screen. So let me remove this for a second, and I'll share my screen. Okay, share screen, and then we'll do the entire screen so you can see it. But basically what happened was, let's just fill that in. This is all of that information that was added for the ticket, and then we were able to export all of that and send it to QuickBooks as a QuickBooks file to be uploaded, and then do the invoicing. So it was super simple to do once we had all of that stuff. Oh, sorry, making you guys sick there. Once we had all of that stuff involved. Now, that sounds like a massive project, right? It sounds like there was a ton of stuff that needed to be done. And yes, it did take some time, but it took me 2 days. So 2 days, I was able to build that whole thing. Now, I do have a background in in web development, in database, SQL, all that kind of stuff. So it probably would take someone that doesn't have what I have maybe a week, to really debug and everything. But if you think about it, that was done in a couple days for a pain point that we had in a company that did it the old way. And because we were able to tweak some stuff, now our accuracy is way up, because before we'd have to like decipher the handwriting and go, man, did we understand and read his handwriting correctly? Like, is this exactly like what is he saying here? Is that a 7 or is that an S? Is that a 5? What, like, those? So it created major problems, because then we'd have to go back and forth and be like, hey, we have to get the billing right. So is that a 5 or a 7, or is that an S or a, like F, like, and the handwriting was terrible. So that eliminated all of those issues, because I looked at it and said, okay, I know that we could build something with AI to make this even more efficient if we do this, and this. And so using SupaDev to really talk through. So what I literally did is I talked through the problem. And after talking through the problem with ChatGPT, I had all of this context. I took that context and then I put it into SupaDev. And SupaDev is what is what basically broke it all down and gave me all of the markdown instructions, gave me all of the information to make a really, really, really good and smart prompt that had all of the information in it. So I just dumped it into Replit, and then Replit built it very, very quickly with very few iterations. So I didn't have to spend a ton of time or a lot of tokens or money with Replit, because I was able to clean it all up before I even imported it to Replit. And if you haven't heard of Replit, you should check it out. I'll put a link in the description after. Replit's another really amazing tool that allows you to develop web apps, to develop SaaS technology, like all the different things, basically everything that you would need, like that you would want to build with SupaDev. You could do literally with SupaDev, and then Replit, put it in there, and it'll build it out from like an e-commerce store to all kinds of crazy stuff. And I guess that's the point that I'm trying to make with all of this stuff, is this is the worst it's ever going to be. It's only going to get better and better and better. And that's what makes me excited, is because as a business owner, sometimes you feel like a little handcuffed, like, oh, I would really like to redesign my website, but I don't know how to do it. So I'm stuck to the web guy, and the web guy is going to charge me $1,500 just to do a facelift. And really, like, it just looks old and crummy. Oh, well, good. Put it into Replit, copy the website, have ChatGPT analyze it, and then have Replit rebuild it with the latest technology. And now all of a sudden you have a brand new website that took you little to no time using AI. And I know that there are people that are going to say, well, like, it leaves it when you're doing developing and that kind of stuff, like, there's vulnerabilities and there's things that, that you don't catch. And yes, there are those things if you don't know the right prompts or the right questions to ask, but there are incredibly powerful tools to help you become compliant, to help you make sure that your data is protected and that there's not vulnerabilities, or there's best practices in holding API keys or passwords, or all of those types of things that you normally may not know. It's literally, you could ask the AI, hey, is there anything that you see that should be done that I haven't asked you to make this more secure so that we don't have anything? And then they even have like a security bot that goes through it and checks for vulnerabilities and then gives you suggestions. So that's another update with version 3 on Replit. It's incredible. And I'll do a tutorial on that on the channel, a whole walkthrough on how to build like a web app maybe. And we'll do it in like, maybe we could do like a challenge, like in less than an hour, we'll build this web app or something like that. But you really can do all of those things. It's just a matter of, one, knowing about the tool, and then two, using the tool to see what the capabilities are, and then just refining it a little bit and tweaking it a little bit. And then it's like, okay, that's amazing. That will save me so much time. And that is really what AI is all about, in my opinion, is it's to help us save time, to get our time back. A lot of business owners have spent so much time building their business, and then it's like, I can't step away from my business, because if I do, then it's going to fall apart. If that's the case, then you're not running your business correctly. You've got to find ways to replace yourself. You've got to find ways to make yourself even better without having to work as many hours. And that's literally leveraging AI. If you'll take some time, an hour a day, to just learn, and the best way of learning is using Chat GPT, in my opinion, or Grok, or Anthropic. I personally I'm a really big fan of Chat GPT. So like I'm always going to default to that. They came out with an incredible web browser that I've been using ever since it came out, and it's it's so easy to do things, because they made the navigation and everything very similar to Google Chrome, which I already used before, but now they have the built-in, I have my built-in chat widgets, I have my built-in chat bot. Like I can do everything without having to go out and copy and paste and do all this stuff. So it's making me more efficient. And that in itself is great. So learning about the tools is one thing. Knowing about them is that's half of it. And then it's like, okay, what's my like my suggestion would be like, look in your business and go, okay, what is the biggest pain point that I have right now? Like, what is my biggest pain point? Is it email communication? Is it payroll? Is it, like, what is it that bogs you down? For me, like, I'll be honest, like the biggest thing that bogged me down was phone calls. I got so many phone calls because I run a property management company, and we have to have phone calls because we lease properties. So if we're advertising a property for lease and we don't answer our phone, then it's not going to be a very good business. The problem is that I felt handcuffed to that. So that's why I created synthvoice.ai. Synthvoice.ai literally has saved me hundreds and hundreds of hours, because of the fact that I now get my time back. I literally don't have to answer the phone. AI qualifies every lead that comes in. It goes and it then directs them to my process. I have a process of how we do showings, because the biggest issue that I ran into is I felt like I could never leave, because people were always calling. And if I didn't answer the phone, and if I didn't answer their questions or show them the property, then we wouldn't get it rented out. And people, then they lose trust in you, because they're like, well, you said you could rent it and you're not even getting it rented. So those things are a big problem if you don't answer the phone. So for me, sorry, I got like a itch right there. So for me, that was my big pain point. And because I have been using AI every day, I found a way that I could implement a solution that alleviated that problem. Now, when it first came out, was it great? No, because I did it like 2 years ago. So it's been a while, but I knew the potential. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just keep doing it better and better and better. And knowing back then that was the worst that it was ever going to be. And it's just going to get better and better and better. And so that's what I focused on. And then I learned through experience and through people calling and the questions that they asked and all of those things. And I was like, oh, I've got to change some things. So I spent a little bit of time, made some tweaks to the AI. It got better. It got better. And now it's our very, very best receptionist. It answers every single phone call. They respond to everything. They follow directions to the T. And our business is booming because we've had that in place. Now, I'm not saying that that's what everybody needs. I'm not saying that that's what you need right now in order to be successful. I'm just saying there's a pain point. And whatever that pain point is for you, that's what I would talk to ChatGPT about. I literally would take out your phone, open up ChatGPT, hit the three buttons, and then say, "Hey, Chat, give it a little context. You need to give, a little context. Hey, I have this business. This is what I'm dealing with. This is my struggles. And what are some solutions? This is what I'm doing right now. How could I be more effective? Or what are some things that maybe I haven't thought of that I could do that would help me um, with this particular problem?" And I guarantee you it's going to tell you some things, and then it'll say some stuff you'll be like, "Oh, I don't know how to do that." Then ask ChatGPT, "Hey, you just mentioned this, but I don't really understand how to do that. Can you explain that to me?" And if it was like over your head, then be like, "You know what, Chat, I don't understand. Explain it to me like I'm a fifth grader. Explain it to me like I'm in kindergarten. I need to understand how this is." And it's super patient. It will be, it's the most patient person. I call it a person, the person, it's the most patient chat bot that you'll ever run into, because it will literally just talk with you, and it will never, ever be annoyed and be like, "Man, you've asked this 1,000 times." Because I literally have asked it 1,000 times. I'm like, "I can't remember this. How do I do this?" And it's like, "Hey, here it is. This is," and the thing is that as you do that, that is what really generates the interest and the growth and the ideation. Then you're like, "Oh, okay." Like, so if I had like an autoresponder every time someone filled out this email, but I don't know how to do that. I use Gmail. How do I do that? ChatGPT, can you walk me through it? Yes. Okay, I'll walk you through it. Okay, I'm on this page. How do I do it? Did you know that you have a record button on ChatGPT? And it can actually see your screen, so that as you're doing stuff, it can walk you through it. Or you can even go into agent mode. And in agent mode, you could just say, "Hey, I don't know how to do it. This is what I need done." Turn on agent mode, and then ChatGPT will go through and do it for you. Now, agent mode works really good inside of ChatGPT's web browser, Atlas. So I would do it in that. However, I'm just telling you guys, like, that's the stuff that I personally would like focus on if I were in your, like where you're at. If you're not using AI, or if you're kind of dabbling in it, but you're not really like leveraging it, that's the thing that I would suggest, like, right away, start having conversations with it and really go through the pain point. What is it that bothers you the most about this part of business? Maybe it's a hard conversation to have with an employee, that you're like, "Man, I don't know how to deal with this person." And so use ChatGPT. "Hey, this is the situation. I don't know how to do it. Maybe I'm non-confrontational. How do I do this?" And believe it or not, you'll get some really good advice on what you need to do in order to move it. But I'm just saying, like, when you do those things and you have that happen, then this is what typically happens, or it should happen, or at least it happened with me. Maybe it won't happen with you guys, but for me, it was like, "Ah, that feels so nice that it did that." And then I was like, if it could do that, what else could it do that that I that is taking up my time? What's the next bottleneck? What's the next thing that I'm struggling with right now? And then what's the next thing? And the next thing. And then pretty soon you've built out an automation. You've built out a process. You've built out a system. And then you become more efficient. You become more profitable. And the biggest thing and the biggest takeaway for me is I've become less stressed. Like, I've wanted to make YouTube videos and live streams about all of this stuff for like 3 years, but I've been so busy working in my business that I haven't been able to do it, because I've just been tunnel vision. I've been in there and I'm like, I don't have time. And now I have the freedom, I have the time to create content. So that's my goal. That's what I want to do, is I want people to see where where you and it's not like all of a sudden it just changed overnight. It was like I said, like the little gradual things that just gave me my time back to where I was like, I could do this. I have time. I can totally do this where before I wasn't able to do it and now totally can do it. So I want this is what I want to do. And now it gives you that time back. It may not be that you want to make a YouTube channel. It may not be that you want to create content. It may be that you want to go motorcycle. You want to go out on your motorcycle. You want to go play pickleball. I do want to do more of that. It may be that you want to spend more time with your kids and your wife. All of those things are incredible. Maybe it's just, hey, I want more time to do whatever I want. Totally fine. The problem is if you don't start implementing AI now and you don't start learning now, then you're never going to get that time. Because what's going to happen is people that are leveraging AI and people that are leveraging the systems, they're going to start passing you by. And then you're going to have to work even harder just to keep up with them because now they have systems in place. Now they have AI assistants in place. Now they have things that maybe it took them a year or two to develop, but because of that, now they are so much farther ahead that they can scale and not have to worry about doing all the extra things because the AI will work 24/7, never complain, never ask for a raise, never fight, never threaten to quit, all of these things. And we're headed there. So that's where I'm telling you guys as a business owner, like if you haven't really thought about what you can do or how you can leverage AI, or maybe you've thought of it, but again, you're overwhelmed and you're like, it's just one more thing. And I already have too many things and I don't have time. Then I would say check the channel out. I have really good tutorials. I'm going to have a lot of really great reviews. So as I'm developing this, feel free to ask questions. Feel free to make your comments, share the things that are important to you guys about getting your time back. Maybe there's a solution that I've already like figured out that can help you. There's lots of different things, but one of my favorite things is being an entrepreneur. But on top of that, what makes it even more enjoyable is the fact that now I'm leveraging AI to help my businesses scale faster and faster than I ever thought possible. And a lot of it is because of the knowledge and the time that I've taken to each day learn a little bit more about what's going on. But the biggest thing with all of this, you guys, like, don't feel overwhelmed. I know I keep saying that, but it's because I know how it is. Like, it's literally like, I'll get to it later. I'll get to it later. I can't think about that right now. I have to do this other thing. But what you don't realize is that that other thing you're going to be doing over and over and over and over again. So why not learn a system? Why not learn an automation? And yeah, you got to train it and do it one time, and then it's done and it's out of your hair, and you can move on to the next problem. And that's when you have those solutions, that's when you totally feel liberated. And then it's not, okay, I don't have time to do that. It's like, oh my gosh, that did I think a lot of people are like, AI can never sound as authentic as me. AI can never sound as good as I sound. And my business is very special. And I I take pride in the way that I communicate with my people. I'm going to tell you right now, if that's you guys watching this, I'm glad you're here because I'm going to tell you that you can train AI to sound better than you, to be more efficient than you, because we all think that we're the best and we all think that we're great until we drop the ball or we do this. And then it's like, well, we're the boss. It doesn't really matter. But the thing is it does matter. And if you can train an AI to be how you talk, how you sound, the way that you speak, the way that you use words, all of those things you can do. And the thing is that if you've created any kind of paper trail with emails or voicemails or like standard operating procedures, however you do like all of these different things, if you have that data, you can dump it into Chat GPT, create a new project, or you can build a custom GPT, put it in there, and then be like, okay, you're my personal assistant. You sound and act and talk just like I do. I do this all the time. And then if I get an email, I drop it in there. I'm like, respond to this email. This is what I wanted to say. This is how I wanted to say it. And then it spits it out, copy, paste, put it in. And people are like, wow, that was amazing. Thank you so much for getting that information back so quickly. And it's always better than me doing it, because I would be like misspelling stuff. I would put, because I'm not a great speller. You guys, if you watch any of the stuff that I'm doing, you're going to realize like the little red spell check's going to come up all the time. I can't help it. I'm from Laverkin. Okay. Like it is what it is. However, Chat GPT spells everything right. It does the right grammatical things, all of the stuff that I need, so that I can just take it, copy, paste, put it in, send it out, done. Now, if I really want, I could create an automation to where it will actually even write everything and just set it in drafts. I'm a little bit of a control freak, so I'm not really doing that yet. However, it does save me so much time because of that. And that's where honestly, like, I started. It was just like those little teeny tedious things that would take 15 or 20 minutes to go through and respond. And then it was like, oh, it did it in like 30 seconds. And whoa, it sounded like way better than I would write it. Okay, I'm going to go with that. And then it just, that was kind of my progression with everything. And now it's kind of a joke. I like around town, some of the people know me and they're like, oh, is this the real Joe Eves? And so like one day I was like, I'm just getting a hat that just says the real Joe Eves, because everyone knows that I'm like, I talk about AI all the time. Okay. It's just, I'm so fascinated with it. But the thing is I'm not just fascinated with it. I've literally leveraged it to give me my time back. And that's why I'm able to create this channel. That's why I'm able to make these videos, is because I actually have time to do it. And that's the biggest thing for me right now, is that I can share my journey, my experience, and letting you guys know that it's not too late. It's not, you don't have to be all the like into the automations like so much and have to know everything and nerd out on all that stuff. It literally could be as simple as, hey, I have this one task that I do every single day. A perfect example, I have another friend that owns a Dunkin' Donuts, okay? And he every week gets a text, and the text is a picture of payroll. Basically, it's like a line item picture of payroll, and then he has to take that graphic and he has to manually enter it into a Google Sheet. And then from Google Sheet, he then sends it to his CPA. And it's like, this guy's like brilliant. He shouldn't be doing this. He has many businesses, all of these things. I'm like, why are you doing that? He's like, it's just how I have to do it. I'm like, okay, my know-how and using AI, we built him something called Dunkin' Dough. But basically, he gets they take a picture through this web app. AI using ChatGPT Vision reads all of it, creates the CSV file. He sends the CSV. It automatically sends it to him. He then just has to forward it to a CPA. He'll look at it, make sure the numbers are right, and then sends it to a CPA. Done. Takes him 20 seconds to do, where before he was spending 10 minutes doing it. Now, 10 minutes doesn't seem like a long time, but when you're busy doing a lot of other things, it's not really 10 minutes. It's you're in the middle of something and then you get a text and then you're like, oh crap, I got to do that. You work and do the other things. And then now it takes you another 10 minutes to refocus about like what you were doing. So it's really 20, 30 minutes of disruption for something that could be done in 30 seconds. So it's just, honestly, that's where we're headed. I just want to continually share the different things that I found. And today, like I said, Suno AI music, so good for birthday songs, so good for any kind of music that you need. Creatives, it's really good. Like artists, they'll actually use it, all that kind of stuff. ElevenLabs, that's the other one that we talked about, that the studio building out all the different things you can do with that. So let's do this because we're getting here pretty close. I'm gonna go ahead and do one other thing. We're gonna go back into Suno, and in Suno we're going to make a quick video or a quick audio file. So we're just going to do this and be like, let's do, okay, so I'm in custom I'm in audio, and we're going to just say, make a spooky Halloween song about businesses that don't use AI. Whatever. And then if you hit this little magic button, this is going to generate a full song. So go ahead and write the lyrics. So it's going to just make a song about Halloween. Okay. We'll see. It's giving me two options. All right, let's do that one. Love it. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do, we'll actually just see if we can create it without selecting the style because I want AI to pick it. Okay, Haunted by the Past. So that's the song that it made, and let's go ahead and hear it here. So it looks like this one's done. This is how fast
They cling to their papers like ghosts in the mist. Fax machines humming in a cryptic twist. The past is their coffin, they won't let it go. Typewriters clicking in a deadly tempo.
Voice sounds really good, by the way.
Algorithms knocking, shadows at the door, but
that one's great. I want to hear this other one now.
they cling to their papers like ghosts in the mist.
That's a woman.
Fax machines humming in a cryptic twist. The past is their coffin, they won't let it go. Typewriters clicking in a deadly tempo. Algorithms knocking, shadows at the door, but they bolt the latch, they're afraid of more. Haunted by the past, stuck in the dark. Their clocks don't tick, they've lost the spark. No AI to guide them, no data to see. They're a ghost town now.
That is incredible. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this live stream. Follow me, hit the notification bell. If you want more information, send me a message. Happy to chat with you about AI and automations and how I can help your business, or you can help your business with AI become more successful and get your time back. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.